Welcome back. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on NewsX. An IndiGo flight reportedly has been evacuated due to a power bank fire. A passenger's power bank reportedly caught fire on the IndiGo flight 6C108 from Hyderabad after landing at Chandigarh airport. Cabin crew quickly controlled the fire and initiated emergency evacuation, deploying emergency evacuation slides. All the 198 passengers and crew are reported to be safe. Vipul Saxena, aviation expert, is joining us on this big story. Vipul Saxena, what do you make of this incident involving this IndiGo flight?
See, there are specifications of power banks which are allowable in the aircraft in the cabin, but there are certain guidelines. One is its power rating, that is power bank of lithium-ion battery with a rating of 100 watt-hour. Does not require any approval. It can be carried in the cabin. If it is more than 100 to 160 watt-hour, it needs approval by the airline. And above 160, it is not allowed at all. Having said that, there are certain other guidelines and advices given to the passengers that it should be stored properly, should not be connected with any devices, and when you keep it, it should be normal room temperature. It should happen that you recharge it, it is already hot, and then you keep it in some suitcase or something, and that too, between the clothes or some material which generates or retains the heat. So there are certain guidelines which if followed, generally there are no accidents. But sometimes because of old battery, old power bank, when the aircraft flies to higher height, there is a change in pressure, but then since the cabin is pressurized to the atmospheric, but sometimes it doesn't sustain that pressure also, and it may explode. So I think one of the reasons must be there. Otherwise, I don't think any other reason would be there unless there is some place where it was kept where high temperature was there. So these are the situations which one of the situations could be the reason. But finally, when the investigation report comes, we'll get to know what has happened exactly.
All right, stay with us. More news, in fact, now coming in. Based on visuals shared by fellow passengers on social media, passengers on this flight were seen evacuating on the tarmac. Passengers further said that due to the fire, the cabin of the flight filled with smoke. Around 5 passengers are suspected to be injured and have been taken to the hospital. IndiGo has also stated that the aircraft will undergo necessary checks before resuming operations. Vipul Saxena continues to be live with us on this big story. Vipul, now visuals coming in as well that passengers have shared on what happened really on board. Reportedly, some passengers have also been injured.
Yeah, that seems to be a major fire. That means it has definitely exploded quite strongly. And I'm sure the reason which I suggested, which I told, must have been one of the reasons, either the heating of the cabin area, or maybe must be stored improperly, where the temperature was sustained and it could not remain safe when exploded. And in such case, it is like a bomb. When something is contained in a very limited area and it explodes, its impacts are very, very high.
All right. Appreciate you joining us, Vipul Saxena, with your perspective on